This week on Half Step Down, the boys are actually back with a new episode, and I am so excited I'm not even going to try to do an intro for it. Half Step Down starts now.
It has been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Yeah, man, you've been away for a while.
I have been away for a while. I do have a pre-show warning is I will be coughing every once in a while, so I apologize if you guys hear that. But we are back, everybody. Let's welcome everyone to Half Step Down, where two aging punk rockers talk about pop culture and music. We are your hosts, Rene Grano and my cousin, Jose Martinez. How are you today?
I'm not bad at all, man. How are you feeling? That's a better question.
Yeah, for the hashtag Road to 20 listeners, I got COVID back on the 12th of January, and I was good for 2 weeks, as Jose mentioned in our little short mini episodes that say, "Hey guys, we'll be back soon." And as you remember, I had a horrible cough, and then excuse me, and then to top it off, on the 14th day, I was checking my oxygen, because they tell you need to check your oxygen, right? So they started checking your oxygen, and it was at a normal oxygen measures from 95% and up, and I was at 88. And so I said, this isn't good. But thankfully, I didn't have any shortness of breath. I didn't have any chest tightness or anything, but I was worried. So I called my doctor, and I was in the hospital for 5 days. I was on oxygen up until we're recording this on Saturday night, the day before Valentine's. I was on oxygen until this past Tuesday. So now this is my 4th day without oxygen, and I must say I'm feeling good. I'm thankful that I didn't develop any I ended up getting COVID pneumonia, but I did not get any shortness of breath or anything throughout this whole time. I was able to wean off the oxygen within the week, within 10 days that I was home. So I'm good to go. I feel good. I do get a little tired, but I am hanging in there. I'm getting, better and better day by day. But, that's why we were gone for a bit. It's just, first we were off because of the holidays, right?
Yeah, now I'm coughing.
Yeah. Yeah. We were off for the holidays, and then all of this happened, right?
Yeah, I mean, we took some time off. We were just kind of getting caught up with life, and then yeah, you tested positive, and then it just kind of spiraled out from there. But yeah, I mean, you sound good, you look good. I think everything's been getting better.
Yeah, everything is getting better. Yeah,
and I know you're everyone, the family's okay. Everyone at home is cool.
Yeah, everyone's good. My mom and I are the only ones that live together. She's good. She actually tested. I don't know if as you remember, she tested positive back in October. So, but that lady, she just cruised right by it. So she's doing well. She was really nervous, as I don't, her son getting COVID and stuff. And then when I got worse, it just, it scared her. But, I fought and clawed through. And so everybody's good here at home, man. Everyone's good. What I felt bad for, aside from my mom, was my dog, because my dog was just miserable for 4 weeks because he wasn't able. Dad wasn't able to play with him. He hadn't played fetch in close to 4 weeks, the poor guy, and I was finally able to throw the ball around, and so now he's getting better. But he was definitely pretty bummed out for 3 because he wasn't. My mom didn't let him in my room when I was isolated either. So that was pretty tough. Yeah, that was tough.
You were in the hospital for a little bit. How long were you in the hospital for?
I was in the hospital for, I think it was 5 days. 4 days. Man. 4 days, I'm sorry. It was 4 days, Monday through Thursday. Yeah.
How'd you keep occupied, man?
I read the Charles Schultz biography I listened to it on Audible. I did that.
Schultz and Me?
Yes, Schultz and Me.
I have that somewhere.
Yeah, I read that. Actually, you're the reason why I read it. A long time ago. I read it before. Mm-hmm. I have a copy here, but then I wanted to do I never finished it. So I did excuse me, I did the audiobook on Audible. And then I started the audio version of Dune, that's how I kept myself occupied.
Nice.
It sucks because no one can see you. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna give a shout out to all the nurses and doctors, man. Like it was crazy there, because when I was there for the 4 days, so from what I'm told, usually nurses handle 3 or 4 patients, and every nurse there had about 8 patients. So I never got to see them, but when I did, they were there, giving me my meds and all that stuff and whatever it is they had to do for me. And I give nurses and doctors and all of them and everybody like just kudos, because I have mad respect, because you don't realize it until you see it, how much work they're putting in right now.
Oh yeah.
And they look exhausted, man. And so I really hope this blows over soon, because they need a break.
No, yeah, man, that's for sure. I know. I mean, vaccines are rolling out. Let's see how that works out. I know there've been a lot of delays and stuff. I know we were supposed to find out through our job when we were going to get ours, but we haven't heard anything. It's been like massive delays and that stuff, and yeah. I know some of them are even going bad, so they're just starting to kind of like, you show up and you get them. It's just been random, dude. It's a crazy time right now.
It is a crazy time, and honestly, I would never thought I was. I think one of the things that happens when you first get COVID is, where did I get it? Like, where did I get it from? And that's an answer, in my opinion, that unless you got it from work, you got it from somebody from work, you honestly don't know where you're gonna get it from. Like, I was tracing everything, and then I thought to myself, I said, why am I like, at this point it doesn't matter, because I have it now. Like, just pull through and get better. I think the scariest thing is, because the scariest thing, aside from me myself getting COVID pneumonia, having to be in the hospital, even before all that, was just like, how am I going to react to this? Because I think that's one of the scariest things that we have, because it's this invisible thing that's taking over the world, is how are we going to react to it? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you're 15 or 32 or 71 or it, like, my mom, bless her, she was 73 when she got it, and she just went right through it, just killed right through it. And I'm 32, and I'm part of the quote unquote statistic where I'm okay, and ended up catching COVID pneumonia, and I went to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So so I think that's the scariest part, is how someone's going to react to it. Initially, the first 2 weeks when I got it, my symptoms were mild the first week, kind of got a little heavy towards the beginning of the second week, and I kind of just everything just kind of went away. I was really fortunate that none of my symptoms kind of carried over. The only one that carried, as you remember, was just my cough. That was the heaviest thing. I had what did I get? I got fevers, chills, body aches, night sweats, and chills. I think I already said chills, and that was it, bro. Like, loss of appetite, but I did not lose my taste. I did not lose my smell. And that's something that everybody is losing, and I was very fortunate that I didn't. Yeah. So I mean, and that lasted up until like day 7, day 8, and then from then on I was good. Like, my fevers only lasted, I want to say, the first week, and then after that I was good. The cough was the thing that just got to me. Yeah. So that's crazy, man. Like I said, you don't know. Excuse me. You don't know. How you're going to react to it, but we just got to keep fighting through, and hopefully everybody gets mostly everyone gets a vaccine, so we can try to get pseudo normal, right? Reopen the economy and all that jazz. Hopefully that'll happen soon.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't wait for this to be over. This will be a weird chapter in everyone's life when this is all said and done, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy, man. But we'll see how.
I'm waving hi to your mom.
How are you
behind you. She's behind you, man. She just came in.
Oh,
that's awesome.
There she is. Mom made an appearance on the show.
Oh no, I love.
Mom made an appearance on the show.
Things over here are good, man. We're just trying to get through kind of the doldrums of like the school year. We're just figuring out a bunch of stuff for our kids, our students, and just kind of getting through, man. I mean, we're very fortunate that we're kind of insulated from what's going on. Like, we're still getting a paycheck. We still have jobs to do, so it's not nearly as bad for some people. But we're doing the best that we can.
That's good, man. I'm happy to hear that. Hopefully hopefully this blows over soon so we can just, like I said, go back to pseudo normal. And I mean, I could only imagine the students, having it, like, kids in high school and even younger, K through 12 in general, just having it rough right now, because it must be difficult as a teacher to really analyze every student, right? Like, I could imagine how difficult, especially when they're just at home and distractions everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big subject, man, and we're dealing with it as best we can. There really is no way to get an accurate representation of what the kids know, what the kids don't, like what they're taking in, what they're not. It's California law; they don't have to have their cameras on, so it's kind of like it's like a thing like we're kind of struggling with. But like we've just kind of, at least at our school, we've kind of taken the approach that we're gonna just kind of try to be like some normalcy. Where I think we're not exactly sure what we're gonna do about grading. We might just do a hold no harm, where it's like A, B, C, or credit, and then you would have to validate that credit at some point later on. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, kids are dealing with a lot, and they're going through stuff that we can't really even figure out. So it's kind of like, let's just try to be kind about it, and then just figure it out as we go along.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we're gonna sound like broken records right throughout the show, but hopefully, everything goes back to normal sooner or later, right? The sooner the better. But let's I know we're gonna do this episode a little short today, kind of just shooting the shit and catching up and telling people everything that went down and stuff like that. But we're gonna go the wheels are in motion, right? Like I think we're gonna let's talk a little bit about what we're gonna be doing in the next few weeks with the show, what our next subject is, and kind of just we don't want to talk about it too much, right? Because we want to save it for the next episode. But I think let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing the next few weeks.
Here's what I thought would be fun. Now, I was thinking as you were talking, I'm like, this is something I think would be a kind of a good thing to get started on. Is we'll talk about the next episode. We're going to have a theme. I'm sure our Road to 20 listeners know that we're kind of going with this, not schedule, but this kind of let's say format where we'll have like a theme show where we go deep dive into a subject, or we'll talk about a subject, and then we'll have a show where it's more kind of like current events, just what's going on like in the daily. But as you were talking and I kind of looked over, I glanced and saw my notepad here. We can talk a little bit about maybe some possible upcoming episodes, and maybe for our Road to 20 listeners, they can shoot us something and be like, oh yeah, talk about that, or don't talk about that, if you've got some ideas.
I like that. Give the hashtag Road to 20 listeners homework.
Oh, wait a minute. I cannot believe I forgot about this. We might actually need to change the hashtag Road to 20 hashtag, because I believe we actually did hit 20 downloads for a particular episode.
Let's do it.
Yeah, on February 4th.
It's February
4th, 2021.
Oh,
we hit,
right. And that was the episode I wasn't in. Thanks, guys.
We hit 22 downloads. What's up?
It feels good.
And that's not even our highest one. January 11th, 2021, 24 downloads.
Jose, do you have a speech prepared?
I don't have a speech, but I do have this. I don't have it prepared, obviously, but I have it, and I'm gonna do it right now.
It's only appropriate for the horn.
It's only appropriate.
Only appropriate for the horn.
So
I think we're gonna switch it to the hashtag Road to 30.
Hashtag Road to 30.
We got to get the 30 downloads. Hashtag Road to 30.
Hashtag Trey Zero.
Trey Zip.
Trey Zip.
I like that better.
Trey Zip, that's better.
Hashtag Trey Zip, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about it. What's the theme for our next episode? The one that we're going to record next week.
Superheroes. Marvel.
Superhero. I think we're speaking.
More specifically,
the movies, right?
Yes, superhero movies.
So I think this is something that's kind of near and dear to our hearts. I think you and I have been reading comic books since we were kids.
Yep.
And we have kind of been among like the first kind of cheerleaders of the superhero movie genre, knowing what was possible. And I think you and I, and like you said, we won't go into too much detail about it, but I don't think we could have ever imagined the pop cultural landscape we have now with the just sheer amount of content.
Yeah. WandaVision is just blowing up like crazy right now too.
Are you caught up on that?
I'm not. I haven't even started, but I know that just people are loving it right now.
So I will say this, man. The show starting off, because of its like the way it's structured, I remember the first couple episodes just feeling really nostalgic for old TV. Like, oh man, like Lucy, Dick Van Dyke. And then right around like episode 4, it starts to get very interesting. And now I'm just fully invested.
I gotta step my game up. I've been watching a lot of Doctor Who lately.
Oh man, where are you in Doctor Who?
I started over. I just finished Christopher Eccleston. I just finished David. I'm on Matt Smith right now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I wanted to watch Jodie Whittaker because I watched the first 2 episodes of Jodie Whittaker, but I kind of want to start from Chris Eccleston and work my way up again. So that's
Nice.
where I'm at right now. I just started Matt Smith.
Right. Okay. Oh, so Matt Smith. Okay, so you went through Tenet already?
Yeah, I already went through Tenet.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Tenet.
I did that too in the hospital. Watched
Yeah.
a lot of Doctor Who.
That's good times, man. That's good times.
Yeah.
All right. So
have you seen the Jodie Whittaker stuff?
I haven't gotten
Have you
through.
seen the Jodie Whittaker stuff?
I have not gotten through Capaldi yet.
Okay.
When Doctor Who got off of Netflix, and then it was kind of jumping around different streaming services. It kind of got lost in the shuffle for me. So I need to get back on board because we were halfway through the last season of Capaldi, and I really like Capaldi. I know he was not a lot of people's favorite Doctor.
Yeah.
I don't think he was my favorite, but I liked him. But I did miss Clara. Clara is my all-time favorite companion.
I think the thing about Capaldi is that he wasn't everyone's favorite, but he definitely had some good story. Like they I think they had some of the best stories were Peter Capaldi. Absolutely.
It was good times.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to talk about superhero movies. I've got a list here that we've been kind of keeping down, or I've been kind of writing stuff down as it comes. So let's see. We talk a little bit about him. So
That's what she said.
Oh, I already put it away. Oh man! All right, yeah, we're coming back. We're gonna get back in the swing of this, and we'll be back to full on road. You 24 people, expect even better. As hashtag road to Trey's Zip.
Yes.
All
Hashtag
right.
road to 30. Yeah.
So some of the other topics we talked about.
Well, people need to remember that we're here to tickle their earbuds.
We're gonna tickle some earbuds for sure with some of these hard hitting subjects here. All right.
There's no structure to this episode today.
There's
guys.
no structure, man. We were just excited to get back into it.
Yes, just excited to turn these mics back on.
In fact, you know what? I got to do this for the Insta because people have not. I have been terrible about keeping up on social media. I've just been a piece of shit about it. So I'm just going to, real quick, let me get a little recordage here. That's right, I said recordage.
Recordage.
Yeah,
that's very Pauly Shore of you.
It was very Pauly Shore of me. I'm gonna pan over real quick. They're gonna see a little bit of the behind the scenes magic. But the podcast is coming back.
Yes, we're back. Hashtag we're back. Hashtag road to 30.
Love it. Love it.
Bop it.
Bop it. Oh, my mom just bought Lincoln a hula hoop, and we were thinking about it. You remember that? Bop it.
I love Bop It.
Bop It. That was a good. Oh, but you know what? I'm thinking of Skip It. Did you ever see Skip It?
Yes,
Skip
I did remember the Skip It's. Yeah,
I never knew a
those
kid
things
that owned
suck
one.
because they used to broke. Those used to break all the time.
Did you have one?
No, my neighbor did.
I never knew anyone that had it. Like we'd see the commercial all the time. Like all my buddies, like, do you have one? No one had one of these things.
No one had to Skip It. Yeah.
All right, so here are some possible subjects coming up. We definitely want to talk about some of our favorite music festivals, right? Mm-hmm. I know Warped Tour. We always talk about that. Think of the heyday of the Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Some of the more kind of extreme ones, Ozfest. We'll probably end up talking about Coachella at some point and how it's become what it is now.
Yeah.
Can't have a show about punk rocking or from punk rockers where we're not talking about skateboarding.
Yeah.
I don't know why the two go hand in hand, but they do.
Yeah.
Horror movies, another thing that's big in the rock genre.
Yeah.
Conventions of all kinds. I'm sure we'll talk about. I mean, eventually we're going to have to do an episode about Comic-Con and just the juggernaut. Comic-Con, the nerd Coachella, let's be honest. It's what it's become.
Remember, just a quick thing. I remember when we used to be able to buy passes the day of.
You walk up to the door and be like, "Can I have a ticket in, please?" Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Just the same thing for Anime Expo. Same thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we went to Anime Expo together and I bought a pass that same day? It was just a 1 day. I just got a 1 day pass, and then they ended up giving me the 4 day pass on accident.
Hmm? Yeah,
the badge, and I had the. You remember that? Yeah, that's you can't do that anymore. Like you have to be. You just have to buy everything like a year ahead of time now.
Yeah. I mean, all that stuff is blowing up in ways that I could have never imagined.
Yeah, the celebration, Star Wars celebration, was supposed to be here last year.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
What else are we talking about? I mean, we got stuff. Summer blockbusters. We're movie guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is one we talked about, but I don't know if we're going to fully do it. Talking about specific, because I'm not very good at genres. But I have written here new metal. That was something that maybe would warrant us talking about it because it was kind of a part of our lives, and it was really a weird thing to be as popular as it was for so long.
And very big.
Huge.
Like
unbelievable.
The Family Values tour was nothing but new metal.
Right.
With Ice Cube.
Yeah. What other stuff we have here? Record shops.
Yeah, absolutely.
Raves. We got hipsters, esports. We've got The Nightmare Before Christmas, something that for whatever reason has become completely associated with punk rock, but I feel is kind of overrated. I know that's a controversial topic.
Yeah.
Or not a topic, controversial opinion, but I really do think it's overrated.
It's a controversial hot topic.
Because we've already done the hot topic episode.
Yeah, everybody needs to go back and binge on every episode we've ever done.
Yes,
please.
Basically, what we're doing here is, you remember that episode where they did of The Simpsons where they did a clip show? And then at the end, they sang a little song where it's like, "Have no fear, we've got stories for years." Like, Marge becomes a robot, and da 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 da, and some other stuff. That's what we're doing here because we had no structure for this and wanted to get to it. One of the things that I think we should talk about, and I just came up with it. I haven't ran this past you, so we're doing it on air, which is very professional. 90s Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I hope that the hashtag Road to 30 listeners will pick that as our next subject because we can probably do 2 episodes on 90s Nickelodeon. Just 90s cartoons in general.
Yeah. We're going to do that one. That one's going to happen regardless of what road the Trey Zips. Let's call them the Trey Zips.
Yeah, hashtag Trey Zips.
Whatever the Trey Zips. The 90s Nickelodeon is going to happen because I was...
Yeah.
One of my plans is to right a wrong that has been bugging me for years, and that is that I never beat the game Earthbound. I don't know if you ever played Earthbound.
Yes.
I never beat it because I borrowed it from a friend, and he only let me keep it for a week, which for a Japanese RPG is just not doable. Even though I was a kid
No,
at the
not at
time,
all.
it was during the school year. I just did not have the time. So I've got it emulated. But I was thinking, because there's this really great, it's a comic by this artist. It's like just kind of like a piece of art, where it's the kids from Earthbound, and it's basically just talking. It's these 4 panels of them just running through the streets, and it's just a big nostalgia piece. Because I don't know if apparently when you beat Earthbound, and you beat the final boss, you just go back to your house and you can continue to play. Like you can just roam the world and do whatever you want. And I just remember having never got there, never seen it, but the comic talks about it. I mean, one day I'll put it up on if we ever talk about that game or 90s Nickelodeon. But it got me thinking back to the 90s, namely that episode of Pete and Pete where they played Little Pete refused to go to sleep.
Yep, the night crawlers.
The night crawlers, and he was playing flashlight tag and all that stuff. Just reminded me of that.
Yeah, with Artie, the most powerful. It was Artie.
Artie, strongest man in the world.
Yeah,
Literally the skinniest guy I'd ever seen.
Yep. I love that episode.
I really like it. I mean, I don't think I remember an episode of Pete and Pete I did not like.
Yeah.
And I maybe this will be a small preview of the 90s Nickelodeon, but what a goddamn weird show, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, just thinking back to it and just how subversive and weird it was. Did you ever see the one where, I'm sure you've seen them all, but the episode where he's trying really hard to like get that classic barber relationship?
Yeah.
And he's just trying to figure out ways to talk to him. And like, dude, I think you and I have talked about this. I've had that anxiety with barbers. For whatever reason, man, like I get really nervous when trying to find a barber. Like making sure like I can, oh man, I want to be able to talk to this guy. Is this guy nice?
Yeah.
I get intimidated.
Yeah. It's, barbers are intimidating, man, especially when you don't know them.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, yeah. But eventually you start to develop a good relationship. A man and his barber is something near and dear to our hearts. And when you find one, you stick with them forever.
See, something always happens where the barber will move and won't tell me where they're going. Or I had a guy for a while. I was really like, oh, this is the dude. And then eventually it just got to the point where like, I would like the thing I like about, I have a barber now. I haven't been in forever. Marta's been cutting my hair because the pandemic, and she's actually gotten to the points where I might just let her cut my hair for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
but
well, maybe you might have to go to my barber after.
Maybe. Well, I see. So I got a guy now that I like. I just haven't been back because of the pandemic. But before that, I had this dude. Actually, 2 before that. And he used to just like he was a good barber and he knew it. So by the time I sat down in the chair, and that's not counting the wait, like he would like make appointments on the side, but if I had to wait, I had to wait. It would either be 30 minutes to an hour, because if a cute girl would walk by, he would do the whole oh snap, hold on, and he would like leave.
Yeah.
Like, and he would like go talk to her, and I'm like, dude, I am mid cut, dude. I cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot be here for two hours.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I had my barber before the one that I have now. I've had this barber for about 3-4 years now, but the one before this, in the middle of a cut, he went to go take a shit. He's like, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom, and it took him like 15 minutes to take a shit, and I'm just sitting there mid cut. I'm like, dude. All right. And then when he came back, I said, please tell me you washed your hands. Like, because it was just, yeah, him and I had a good relationship to the point where he had to go, he was comfortable enough to stop my haircut to go take a shit.
Nice.
And the only problem that I had with this barber shop was that it was an all day event. Because I don't know if you know, but like barbers, I mean, barbers are cool, man, but there's a lot of people that just hang out there.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
when I go, I'm just like, can you just cut my hair so I can go? Like, it's when I'm sitting there for 2 hours, and then my haircut's another hour. It's like, dude, I got shit to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's so hard to communicate with barbers that way, because they're chilling, they're having a good time. Like, if you want to wait, you want to wait. Barbers nowadays, I feel, are just like, I don't care if I cut your hair or not. I'm gonna make $45 from this dude. So, you know, and I think that can be a problem sometimes. That I've realized, like,
You paid $45 for your haircut?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh,
like,
okay.
The dude, on top of a tip or something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Haircuts are expensive now.
They are expensive.
Yeah. I paid $25 for mine.
Yeah, it's what I dropped.
Yeah, on top of like a $5-10 tip, depending on how generous I am. Yeah.
And perhaps that'll be another topic for a show, man.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll talk about
barbers. Yeah.
I think we got plenty. We look again.
I think so.
We got so much coming up, guys, and it's gonna get better and better and better.
Because we're the last two professional broadcasters in the podcast industry.
There are I looked. There are not very many podcasts out there right now.
Yeah, none.
Not
it's very hard to find it's very, very hard to find a good podcast, let alone a good podcast that talks about a topic that you're into.
Right.
Very difficult.
Right.
Very, very difficult. Yeah.
And I mean, I don't see very many people talking about music or pop culture or nerd stuff. That just doesn't exist. Not on the internet, at least.
Yeah.
Maybe you can find.
We should create like some nerd channel on YouTube or something, and then see how it goes.
We should try that. You know, and here's the thing, guys. If we really wanted to be lazy, we could just create a YouTube channel where we complain about SJWs and Star Wars, and we'd be making millions of dollars. Not millions of dollars, but we would be getting a lot of views, and I'd at least be getting free T-shirts. But we try to do things different.
Yeah. That's why we're the last two professional podcasters.
Last two.
Hashtag Road to 30.
Road to 30. Trey Zip.
Yeah. The Trey Zips.
Trey
I
Zips.
like that. We're going to have to start calling our fans the Trey Zips, the audience.
The audience, Trey Zips.
And please, let us know if you guys have any ideas. Because we would love to do them. Yeah. And I think what we need to do now is we need to start it. I think we're going to start doing giveaways. And we are a music podcast that talks about pop culture and how music is involved with pop culture. So I think we've been talking about this for a while. And so I think it's time we're going to have to start putting it out there. We're going to talk about it. But I think it's time to start getting some cool, button stickers. I don't know. Mostly vinyls. There's a bunch of vinyl that,
We'll figure something out and get it out because I think we've had plans. And I think this is, I'm assuming we're going to wind down this episode right now.
Yeah.
But I think this is.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
This is a good spot. So obviously we got a lot of topics we want to talk about, right?
Yeah.
We've got the current event shows that we're going to talk about when like news comes up, things we want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, the YouTube channel is coming.
Yes.
So, well, I mean, the YouTube channel is there, but we will definitely start getting the content up video-wise within the next kind of couple episodes, hopefully.
Yes.
There's just been a lot of technical aspects that we've been trying to figure out, but I think we've kind of got a system down that's going to work. So, we got a lot of stuff coming.
Yes, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be good times.
Yeah. It's going to be good, man. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're I got a little more time this time around, so once I look good, because this is a COVID face that you got right here, the beard and the hair, like this is all COVID right here.
Oh.
And so in a couple days I'll be my friend's a barber. She's going to be coming over she's really nice. She's like, hey, I'll go to you, and that way because I know you're just recovering, so I'll go to you and I'll cut your hair before I go to work. And I said, dude, you are the best. So shout out to my barber, so they can come and cut my hair. So I'm excited for that. So once this looks good, then you can put me on the internet.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, look at me. I look like shit all the time though.
But you're a good looking cat, bro. What are you talking about? You're the better looking half of the half.
I can't say that. I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take that. All right.
I'm not taking that. Come on. Yeah, that's a big title.
That's a big
title. Very big title.
I mean, but at the end of the day, either way, we got big things coming. And I think the most important thing is that, let's be honest, you're back, you're healthy, everything's
Thank
cool,
you.
and that's
almost
good.
100%.
Almost 100%.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, even when we're completely healthy, we're really only running at about 80.
Yeah. Give or take.
Give or take.
We usually record these at like midnight.
Yeah. That's about right. Yeah.
Before we end, before we go into the plugs and talk about where everybody can find us, I just want to say, for the hashtag Road to 30, if any of you guys are related to me, I just want to say thank you. Jose, I want to thank you as well. I know Jose and I were cousins. Obviously, we talked about it before, but I'd like to think that him and I, well, we're very close. We grew up together. We talk pretty often. I just want to say thank you, Jose, for keeping up with me and texting me and asking me if I'm okay on a consistent basis. And I also want to give a big thanks to a lot of my family, family and friends who just kind of who I didn't want to who I didn't want to really reach out to at the time because I was just trying to recover when I was in the hospital. But I was able to talk to them when I got back home, and it's just you don't realize how powerful just love and like positivity can just make you feel better. Like when you start reading these text messages and you realize how many people really care about you, it means a lot. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. And on top of that, the people I want to give the most thanks to are my mom, my sisters, and my brother. They every day just helping me pull through, and especially my mom who lives with me. Mom, I love you. And my girlfriend Shayla, both of them, I love you guys dearly. My mom, soldier, dude, just giving me everything that I needed. And so I just this is tough, dude. Like at the end of the day, not just myself, but I got to remember the entire world is going through the same thing we're going through. You don't realize how small this world actually is, if we're affecting the people all around us. So I just want to say thank you, and please be safe, everybody. And please, I mean, I'm not one to lay out my views, but if you guys want to take the vaccine, please do. Let's nip this in the bud as fast as we can, so we can try to go back to pseudo-normal at least, and that way we can spend time together, Jose, you know what I mean, and actually do these together, and just like things, try to get back to normal at some point. And so I just want to say thank you to everybody, this has given me like a new lease to kind of really, just talk to the people that I love and enjoy, and hopefully everybody will enjoy the podcast, because it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, man. I could not have said it better myself. We are just happy that you are back. And we are good to go. And I cannot wait to do these in person.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So on top of, where can everybody find us, Jose?
All right, guys. You know what part of the show it is. The plugs. halfstepdownpod.com. Let's try that again. The plugs. Halfstepdownpod.
Plugs.
All right. Let's say you're on the internet.
Did you ever watch All That on Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I did for a little bit. A little bit.
Well, Kel Mitchell did from Kenan and Kel fame, did a character called Repairman, and every time but his repairs, right, he was like breaking shit. He wasn't really repairing things, but then he's like, "Who are you?" He goes, "I'm Repairman, man," and they'd always ask him like, "Why do you keep doing the echo? What are you talking about?" And then he like do it again. He goes, "Repairman, man," and they'd always ask him like, "Why do you keep doing the echo?" "Because I want to," or something stupid. It was that just reminded me of that when I kept going plugs.
Oh man, Kenan and Kel. That was did Coolio do the intro to that one?
Yeah. Coolio did do the intro to Kenan and Kel. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh man.
Kenan and Kel was on Verve for a while.
Were they?
Yeah. I don't know if it's still there. I don't have Verve anymore, but when I did, I know it was on there.
Oh, crazy. Verve was that one that like combined a bunch of different services, huh?
Oh, the anime services, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it had a couple other ones. It had like cartoon something, and I know they did some shit. That I know for sure.
Yeah, like Boomerang and some other stuff, yeah.
All right,
sorry. Go ahead and do the plugs.
Take two. All right, guys. Our main website is the best place to find us. That's halfstepdownpod.com. You're going to find links to all the social media, episodes, everything is on there. If you are on social media, Instagram or Twitter, we are at halfstepdownpod. You can check out our Instagram stories. We have the playlist that we usually do every week, but we don't have one this week. We will have one next week for sure. But you can check out the stories. We got the playlists on there. We got little previews for you. If you're on Facebook, you can go to facebook.com/halfstepdownpod. We have a YouTube channel. Just look up halfstepdownpod on YouTube. If we can get to, that is a big goal, if we can get to 100 subscribers on YouTube, we can get a custom URL, which would be nice. It'd be a lot easier to find us on there.
Yeah.
Of course, check out
Yes.
the Spotify playlist. The links are in the description. It's still the playlist from back in the day, but please check it out. We got some really great songs on there. Of course, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you like what you hear, use the hashtag to spread the word halfstepdownpod. That's hashtag halfstepdownpod. You can also use hashtag road to 30 or hashtag TreyZip, which I'm assuming is TREZIP.
Yeah.
So go for that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, last but not least, Half Step Radio on titanradio.org every Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Another one? Why not? Why
Yeah,
not?
it hasn't been there for a while, but it won't be there this week, but next week for sure, guys.
Next week.
Yeah. Next week. Yeah. Tune in again next week for the Half Step Down radio show. Yeah.
Renee, I am damn glad that you are healthy and back. I was taking
I'm
a
not gonna
drink.
say anything.
I'm glad you're healthy. I'm
Thank you.
glad
it
we're
was like,
back.
well, yeah, absolutely. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. We will catch each other next week. It's going to be fun. We are going to have some cool stuff along the way, and hopefully everybody follows us and listens to the last two professional podcasters on the internet.
Have a wonderful week, everybody.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, give it up for these guys. I promise you guys.
Just so we're all clear, that was not like a real song. Okay. I made that up.